Hello, hello. What up, guys and gals? Hey, Tony Broad here. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. I got some exciting news for you. So, if you don't know, it looks like Sony and Disney have come to an agreement because Sony's Spiderman, Venom, and much more are actually going to Disney Plus and their streaming service. So, if you don't know, there's a lot of negative history between these two cats. Between Sony and Marvel, there's been some hiccups. This is where you see like all the different Spider-Mans over the years, and you don't see like Spider-Man actually coming into the Avengers until most recently, and that was a battle. That's why they had to kind of reboot, and there's been a lot of mess between those folks. But because according to comicbook.com, I'll leave the article in the description, Sony's Marvel movies are going to make their way to Disney's Disney Plus, Hulu, and other streaming platforms. But it is going to take some time for them to get there, because following Sony's agreement with Netflix, which is what we're discussing, the studio has struck a licensing deal with Disney to send their Spider-Man, Venom, and other Marvel movies to the Disney-owned streaming services. That's exciting. The Sony films will hit Netflix about 9 months after their theatrical runs. After their time on Netflix, Disney services will add them in the United States only. It is unclear how this deal will play out. After all, it's not necessarily international right now. It's just the U.S. The deal begins in 2022, which now means that Spider-Man No Way Home, which releases later this year in 2021, and possibly excludes the previous release, Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, plus Venom. So Morbius, also, which is kind of like that Sony property, apparently looks like that's going to be on here as well. That's exciting, folks. The deal also grants rights to a significant number of SPEs, library titles ranging from the Jumanji and Hotel Transylvania franchises, which are also Sony Pictures. This gives Disney enormous programming potential across its platforms and make them key destinations for a robust collection of Spider-Man films. Notably, the agreement provides Hulu access to a significant number of library titles beginning as early as June. So if you don't have Hulu, you need to get Hulu. I have Hulu, so I'm excited. So to recap, Hulu and Netflix is going to get some cool shit, and then it's going to go to Disney Plus as well. So we're talking about things that we wouldn't have had on these streaming services before. Like, you would only be able to see them in theaters. Like right now, you can't see, Venom in a streaming service with Tom Hardy, the new one, because that's a Sony property and they don't want to stream that. And it looks like Sony's probably not going to have their own streaming service, which is good. So that means they're just going to give the properties to Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus, because they know that's the mecca, right? Like, if there was a Sony streaming service, I'm not going to buy that. Who's going to pay per month on that? So it's like Paramount Plus. Paramount has their own streaming service. No one's going to buy that shit. Yeah, this is exciting. It does worry me a little bit, though. Are you guys worried about these streaming services? It worries me a little bit about this. Only because I feel like the future of movies are non-existent at this point. Like, actually physically going to the movie. So it's kind of a good thing, but I don't know. Is it a good thing? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I mean, I always love going to the movies, but there's something about like physically going there that's exciting. But then like during the pandemic, I mean, we've only watched movies at the house here, and it's been pretty badass. Like, we got a nice dope setup. We got the LG lights, the Philips lights that are linked up to the TV, so they go off like the sound and the lights and the background of the TV. And you get to be in your PJs and just make popcorn at home. I don't know, man. It's pretty awesome. And it doesn't cost you $40 or $50 to take out, the spouse. So I don't know. Do I want to go to movies again? Kind of. But I would prefer, like, if Regal or AMC decided to do something along the lines of, like, renting out a smaller theater. So, like, I think they should take, like, those 20 theaters that they have and make them 50 movie theaters. Like, condense the seats, add walls and put another screen up So that way you're only having a movie theater with like 20 or 30 people in each one, and you still have the big ass screen, but you pay to rent out that space. I think that would be a cool idea. So like you pay, I don't know, 20 people, so maybe you pay $2,000 and you get to rent it out for like 3-4 hours. You watch a couple movies, you get your own little private usher and butler and all that jazz that brings you food and beer and wine and stuff. I think that would be a cool experience. I would pitch in with 20 other friends and pay for that. But to physically just go with my wife to a movie theater, drive all the way over there, wait in line, buy the $12 fucking small popcorn and the $15 small drink and the $22 snow caps, like, I don't know, I'm like $100 out the door for 2.5 hours. Or I could just watch a dope ass movie in my living room with like lights and surround sound and in my PJs. I don't know. I gotta have an incentive. So this is kind of cool because once Disney and Sony and they're striking up deals and they're trying to figure this stuff out with Netflix and Hulu, man, you got the bigwigs talking. That's like when Elon Musk talks, you listen, right? Well, these are the bigwigs of streaming. So the fact that they're not worried about movie theaters too much and they're talking only about streaming deals and, ooh, man, I don't know. The future in movies does look bleak or exciting, depending on how you look at it. I'm excited about it, but this deal itself is pretty rad. So I'll leave the article again in the description so you can take a look at it and read it for yourself. But again, exciting deal. Sony's Spider-Man, Venom, and much more coming to streaming platforms. Fuck the movie theater. You're going to be able to watch this shit at home. That's exciting. All right. Until next time. Peace.